You've got Steve Carell in there. You've got Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Matt Damon, Maya Rudolph, Jon Stewart, George Clooney, Keegan-Michael Key, Bradley Cooper, Blake Lively, Amy Schumer, and of course your wife Emily Blunt.
Yes.
Which is quite nice.
So it's an indie movie. It's a darling indie movie. Yeah.
You did your best.
Exactly.
But you know what? These guys might go on and do bigger things.
They will.
And they'll remember where they started.
Exactly. And I gave them all their break.
You did.
That's what the headline for today should be. You're welcome, everybody.
I was literally with your wife last week.
Oh, yeah.
And I sat on her knee. Here I am here.
Oh, my God. Look at that.
Yeah. So I look very red and flustered. So I'm pregnant. I was hot. I'm sweating. And I went to get a selfie.
You look great.
Thank you. And I went to get a selfie. And Emily was so sweet. And she went, because I was trying to do it from the floor. And I was trying to get us all in. She went, come and sit on my knee.
Oh, that's nice.
That is just so lovely and wonderful. But
whenever I feel down, she goes, come sit on my knee. And you go, oh, yeah. And then I Photoshop Ryan Gosling in my pictures too. So it's kind of the same photo we have at home.
On your mantelpiece.
Yeah, exactly.
She's also promoting her film, Fall Guy. I presume you've seen this already.
I just saw it 2 weeks ago. Loved it. It's the reason why we go to the movies. Yeah. It was so much fun.
You're like a proper power couple because now she'll be so proud of your film.
I hope so. Emily and I keep everything pretty separate, so I don't read her scripts and I don't go to her first screenings or whatever, because it's really nice to go off and do these things completely on your own and then show them to each other. But we're all completely supportive. And so I brought her in on the first couple screenings and always want her ideas and her notes. And she's brilliant in every single way. So wherever the movie gets to now, she definitely has her fingerprints all over it.
Was Emily the first person you signed up for IF? How did you get all those big name stars on the film?
I wrote Blue, and who was Steve, and I wrote Blossom, which was Phoebe, and I wrote Lewis for Louis Gossett Jr., which is the late, great Louis Gossett Jr. So those three I had written into the script, and then as I created all these other characters, I put them up on a board, and I just said, all right, Dreamcast, here we go. And I said, do we do the agent thing, or do I just call them? And so I just called everybody and explained to them what the movie was. And that's why it was so cool, is because I think they did it because of what the movie is. You know, they were definitely doing a favor to me, for sure. But I think they did it because the movie, you know, just putting some good out into the world is important right now.
What made you want to write the film?
My kids, 150%. I've always wanted to make a movie for my kids, but I wasn't quite sure what it was. And I would spend hours in the threshold of a doorway watching these kids go to some magical place that as parents we're not invited to. And it was so beautiful to see how happy they were, how authentically themselves they were. And I just said to Emily, wouldn't it be amazing to write a movie about that? And then, believe it or not, the pandemic came, and I saw their lights dwindle, and they started to play fewer and fewer imaginary games. Aww. And they came up to me, and they started asking big questions about the world, and they said, are we going to be okay? And I went, that's it. I got to write this movie right now to let you know that that magical world that you've created will always be there for you, and you can always go back, even if you have a bad day.
You can do anything. Your mind can go anywhere.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And weirdly, as adults, the movie's kind of for adults, because then when the adults watch it, they go, oh my God, we can go back too? And it's like, yeah, you can go back.
I think it makes you think, why are we so serious all the time?
Let's be silly.
Let's be silly, John.
Let's get weird.
Obviously, this film is, I don't know how you describe it, live action.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Yes.
Like that Who Framed Roger Rabbit hybrid.
To be even talked about in those words is wonderful. I mean, to me, this movie was all about, if I was going to do it, I had to make it feel nostalgic. It had to feel like the movies I grew up on. And for two reasons. So I try to shoot everything I do practically because it just feels better. But also I think that this movie had to have not just the silliness we were talking about, but I think the reasons why those movies like E.T. or Goonies or whatever it was impacted us so much as kids is because they gave us credit, that they didn't just tell us that we were silly and we couldn't explain certain themes or certain emotions. And we can. These little kids can, as you know, with kids, it's like they can handle so much and they want to handle it. But the emotion comes from what you love, not what you've lost. So in E.T., it's like you feel and you cry. I was 8, and I was like, what's happening to my face? And they're like, those are tears. But yeah, it's because you love something and somebody took you on a ride, and that's what we're trying to do here.
She had us crying within the first sort of 5 minutes of the film. But you're right, because it's important that kids can talk about that stuff.
Totally.
Exactly.
I've got to ask you, John, you've got an amazing watch.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
But that aside, the bracelets.
Yes.
They look like the kind of thing my little girl would give me.
Yes, I happen to know the jewelers, so I get a discount on these. My girls made these, and I put them in the movie. I wear them in the movie, and I've been wearing them every day on press.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask if they were real, because you noticed them in the film. And
Yeah.
Oh, so they really were
Oh,
made
for
by
sure.
them.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
nice.
kids' ifs are in the movie. They're actual imaginary friends. So the pink alligator is one of my daughter's imaginary friends. Yep.
That was my favourite one.
Oh my God, wait till I tell her. She's going to go, yes!
It was.
No way.
And then my other daughter's is the flaming marshmallow. And because she was...
That was the funny one.
She's so empathetic that one day we were making s'mores and her marshmallow caught on fire and she was devastated. And I said, oh, don't worry about it. That's his thing. He lights on fire and then he goes out and he can light back on fire. And she went, really? And I went, yeah. And she went, all right.
Are you a child of the 80s?
Definitely in the 80s, yeah.
So would you have been
Everything.
Ninja Turtles?
That was later, but early it was like Transformers,
Yeah.
He-Man. Do you guys have gummy bears? Did you guys
Yeah,
have
gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Right now, Disney's like, okay, so we got to bring that back. So we're bringing that back for sure.
Fraggle Rock.
Yep, of course.
Yeah. That's That's got to be one of the best theme tunes ever.
Come to Fraggle Rock. It was
Dun,
like,
dun. Yeah.
yeah.
Totally.
Thanks, John. John's
all we
backed
did.
me up on all these songs. Any other ones want to go there? DuckTales?
Oh my God.
Woo!
Yeah.
What a tune.
Oh, let's all call our therapist. We should go.
Look what's happened. You've been with us for like 10 minutes and we're all like, what do you call it, regressing. No, it's
That's
so
the goal.
It
We're all
is.
back to children.
Of course, your wife, Emily, is a fellow Brit.
Yes.
And If is a film that you should really go and see. It's out today in cinemas. It's all about the nostalgia of childhood that you've talked about. And it got us thinking, did you and Emily, have you ever talked about different lunchboxes when you were children?
We didn't.
Okay, we thought that.
We
thought
sort
so.
of went down this whole wormhole after
Guys,
we all
this
saw
is
the
a
film.
curveball of all curveballs, and I love
Yeah.
it.
It is.
I love it.
We haven't got long, so we're just going to put it
So-
right in there.
We thought, could we put together the perfect lunchbox that reminded us of our childhood? This could be very weird and British, so we just sort of want you to have a look at it and see your thoughts.
You want me to judge it?
If
Yeah,
you want
because
to try
this-
it.
First of all, it's coming. Oh, the hula hoops, salt and vinegar.
Yeah?
Aces.
Yeah.
I'm already
Do you
in.
get them in America?
Nope. But
Okay.
I always eat them when I'm here.
Love it.
Baby
see-
Bell is a standard. That's pretty much my midnight snack.
Great.
So that's a go-to. I mean, mozzarella stick, the string cheese.
Yeah.
String cheese.
String cheese.
Oh,
Now,
cheese
who
string.
bites it right off the bat and who strings it?
No, that's where I string it. It's weird.
You have to string it.
Do
I
you
think
call
if
it
you-
string cheese?
We do.
It's a
Oh,
cheese
cheese
string.
string.
Yeah.
Well, that's that. So we would call this a fig Newton.
Oh, a fig roll, we call it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you
Similar
have them.
but different. Similar but different.
Okay,
Yeah.
fig
Yeah.
rolls. Are they in there in your biscuit sort of?
I'm from Newton, Massachusetts, where these were created. The fig Newton. Yeah.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You know
So-
more about it than us.
Yeah. I think
And-
I worked at the factory from 6 to 12. And what sandwich do we have here, guys?
You would.
If I can make it louder. There we go.
Oh no, it's not.
It's just jam.
It's jam.
Yeah. Oh.
So I would
Yeah.
need peanut butter in mine.
Oh.
Okay, fine.
But I'll take it.
I mean, if you want to take that for your journey,
Of course I will.
That's just.
What are we talking about here, guys?
We'd call it a jam butty.
yeah.
A jam buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Butty.
Now,
yeah.
here's the best part. When I heard about buddies, Emily told me about a bacon buddy
Yes.
when we first started dating, and I said, oh, I would love that. And then I thought, I was eating it, and I said, this is so sweet that it's like your buddy in the morning. And she went, oh, God. And I went, what? And she went, butty, like butter. And I went, oh, I thought it was like your pal.
Your bacon buddy. Oh, John, you've made it cute, and now we don't want to eat them. Your bacon
A
buddy.
bacon buddy. But the
bacon
thing
buddy.
is, that might be your millions there. You can get another watch.
Thank
another
you.
couple of bracelets.